Welcome to October at Gasper Cottage, where in the garden the season has definitely turned. We're more into seed heads, grass heads, berries, starting to really appreciate the topiary. But there is still colour if you look for it. I mean, a lot of it's yellow and orange, but it's still there. But you know, this verbena is still hanging in there. Just a bit of colour in there. But the rest of this bed is just colour from the autumns. We do over here have a little fun thing where I have the bonsai sitting on the table. We've surrounded it with the squash. The hotbed, which is always the last bit of the garden to get going in spring, is also one of the last bits to give up in the autumn. These alstroemeria come straight back as soon as you get some moisture and are looking amazing. Obviously the topiary is good, but you know, that tagetes here, I come down so you can see the colour of that. Absolutely fabulous. And again, this salvia here, this salvia confertifolius, has got these great big felty leaves and then these orangey spikes, which is great. The super shiny leaves of the ricinus really catching this sun, probably almost dazzling the poor camera. And then, yes, obviously still more dahlias. And as you come across here, the repeated reds from the kind of colouring foliage of the ricinus, and then the bold blocks from the sedum. And then at the back of the bed you've got one form of red dahlia, then you've got another red dahlia there, but interspersed with the salvia amistad, which has grown super tall, having to reach up to get that. Such a good plant for late colour. But this little calendula is just going on and on and on. It's kept going, it's been going since June. You just keep deadheading and it keeps growing. A delight at this season are the nerines, which pop out as such a point of freshness. And when everything else is kind of autumnal and you're enjoying the faded leaves, but somehow the fresh flower of that is wonderful. Coming into the front garden, you know, this hydrangea is still going strong. I don't think I can describe this dahlia as going strong. It's really quite faded now compared to the colours it was earlier in the year, but it's still flowering, so give it a break. I've got the little aster munch down by my feet there. You've got a few pops of colour from dahlias, but you are mainly dealing with seed heads. Just to the left of the front door as you come in, got a nice little combination here of the sedums, the small pink cosmos, and then the taller white cosmos, which is purity. And then back there, that's a form of tobacco plant, Nicotiana mutabilis, because the flowers change from pink to white at the same time on the same plant. You've got both pink and white flowers, because as they age, they change colour. The other bits of bulbs that are doing well are these little pink ones, which I think are called hesperanthus now, and then the little mauve, which I think is called tulbagia. I think it's vaguely related to an allium. The birds have not yet stripped the holly of its berries. This is just before you get to the silver birch. Doesn't normally make it into any of my videos. But these grasses in the sun here are gorgeous. Not obvious now quite how much work has gone into this, but taking all the long grass off and getting rid of it completely is a huge job for Jack and Katie. And we're still enjoying the last of the apples. Looking out this way, you've got so much going on. You've got the hips on both the hawthorns and the roses. You've got the whole view out to the beyond, and as you come around, obviously the railway comes into view, but you also start to see all the asters which are filling the space down the bottom of the slope. As you look up, I do hope this comes out, the grasses backlit are stunning. Combined with the intense blue of the aconite. And as you come up into the studio garden, there is still a mass of colour, particularly from the dahlias. So the big purple one, Thomas Edison, I think. And I've got various ones through here, which was a Sarah Raven collection and special. And then just to end, my good friends, Persicaria, next to some miscanthus. Well, if you made it this far, thank you for putting up with my dodgy camera angles, having a technology crisis, so reduced to working on my phone. Forget the technology, just enjoy the garden.